Stop Working Broke podcast, hosted by Chad Murray. If the anxiety never shuts off, you're buried in jobs, chasing checks, and your phone goes quiet the second you stop pushing, you're not alone. Here, you'll get real clarity and straight advice to calm the chaos, fix the systems, tighten your team, and create steady leads. Because freedom starts when the anxiety stops running the business. Let's get going. All right, yes, this is Chad Murray with Stop Working Broke podcast, and God, I'm glad to have you guys here today. I've been cooped up. I know you probably listen to this much later, or maybe you are listening to it this week, but this is the week of the second or third ice-ageddon here in Texas, and half the country is enjoying the same experiences that we had. We literally had 2 inches of ice here. It's still icy out. My kids have not gone to school for this 3 days. Don't know if they're even going tomorrow. So we're kind of living like COVID days a little bit. We're trapped in the house. I got out to take my daughter to work just a little bit. They were a takeout place. It was crazy. So anyway, I have a great episode today, especially if you're in the trades. And it's some stuff that I wish I had done, some stuff I'm doing, some stuff that's working with people I'm working with to help them really double, triple their business and make an immediate impact. So today's the day that you're going to really want to listen, because what I'm going to show you today can change your business. And I promise you, what are we going to talk about today? So first, networking, guerrilla marketing, trash can style, and video testimonials. And I'm going to debut my new networking business that is going to help everybody else. And so let's talk about that a little bit here. So, I'm just really trying to get with the network. The core belief of networking isn't about the collecting contacts. It's about proximity to the right people. And the thing about networking is, done wrong, and all these other groups, and I'm just going to name them out, BNI, even Master Networks, and other ones that you might have joined, Chamber of Commerce, it becomes a good old boy thing, and it doesn't seem to grow. You don't seem to get any good information out of it. It's just kind of like go to a lunch, go to a dinner, go to an award ceremony, and it just seems to be like the same people, but you're really not passing revenue to each other. You're not like really referring. Master Networks was the best at it so far that I've been a member of. BNI was terrible. Supposed to give references, and you got scolded if you didn't. You had to come every week. There was no good training. So I'm going to show you a new thing that I'm developing. We'll be debuting out probably late February, early March. That's coming to anyone across the country. So that's going to be fun. Second, guerrilla trash can marketing. What is that? Well, it's something that I saw a little, scrolling on Facebook. I was doing my work on social media, checking my groups, and this little video came up. And I got to tell you, for anyone who's ever door hung, knocked on doors, this is a game changer. So anyway, I'll talk about that here in a little bit. And then we're going to bridge the gap to video testimonials and how to use them, how to pre-sell before showing up. So we got a big episode today, and then, of course, we're going to bridge to Jen, Growth Engine Networks, my new business, tell you a little bit about how to get involved and what can it do for your business, because I will tell you what it's done for mine. All right, well, let's get into it. So networking. Most trades don't do it very well. And I got to do a little shout out to a buddy of mine, Anthony Valero of Four Winds Chimney. Couple years ago, went and visited him in a group thing I was in, and I'd visited him a couple times before that. He's a buddy of mine, owns he's probably a $20 million chimney company now, probably the largest in the world. Take a little sip. Coffee in the morning. Anyway, I watched this guy go from 4 million to 20 million in 3 or 4 years. It's just amazing. And when we went to visit him, one of the nights, he had to take us to It was a Chamber of Commerce event. But here's the thing. There's a way to work Chamber of Commerce events, and there's a way they're not. Most people just don't do it right. Well, Anthony, he was literally doing business, talking to everybody. Everybody come up to talk to him. I mean, it wasn't just drink a beer, how you doing? No, he was working the room. And that's the difference with how he makes the chambers. And I personally tried. I'm not a big fan of working the room. And I am actually. But a lot of times when you go to these, it's just hard to get to know people who want to talk to you because you're like the new guy in like these big organizations, and so that's why and then B&I, it's the good old boy thing. Everyone's not really doing business. It becomes a beer drinking thing. Not real good. Then Master Networks. Now I joined in Master Networks. I was at launch, and the launch did really well. The problem with and they focused more on training, a little bit of training, but the training wasn't that good. It was until I got like the training from corporate. The guys are business coaches. The training was kind of more of how do you get more people into Gen or how do you get more people into Master Networks. Not really a whole lot of training on how to really build your business. And that's their model though. They want to they think connection is the way to do it, but the problem is connections 5% of what you do. What about the back end? How to build solutions, how to build a sales process, how to do all that. So we'll be talking about mine, Growth Engine Networks, otherwise known as Gen, why I'm going to be different than all them. But let's talk about networking. What does it do? So if you get into the right group and you start actually getting to know these people, you start spending time with these people, you go once a week or twice a month or whatever they do, get on a Zoom call, whatever. The thing about it is literally you got to get to know everybody and do one-on-ones with all this stuff and help all that kind of stuff that you're going to get to know them, get to know their stuff. And what can you do? What can you do for them so that they'll use you? And so that's what it matters. Like in the chimney industry, I never did that. We tried, and people always talk to us about chimneys, but trying to get a relationship with some other contractors and stuff and try to make them aware of like if you remodel that deal that the fireplace you'll get more money and they'll probably want to do it anyway. It's the focal point of their whole living room, almost the house, and yet you're barely doing anything to the fireplace. And why don't you add, if you're going to do a kitchen or a whole home remodel, all they literally do is maybe a new mantle and paint the thing. Like they don't really go into new stone or new block chop stone, just whatever, or maybe new tile, maybe changing out the actual entire fireplace, just all this stuff, right? And if you don't make them aware to do it, they'll never do it. But then all of a sudden they find out, they can go slap on a $40,000 fireplace remodel on top of their $100,000 deal, and they make that extra, 10% off. That make $4,000 just to do a fireplace remodel, just to watch you do your thing, bam, bam. So they start doing 10 remodels a year. They make 40, 50K off you. That's now we're talking money, And then same thing with you. You go in this fireplace remodel, like, oh, this is their big scope. They need a kitchen remodel, and you don't do that. Well, you call them back and say, hey, I got a kitchen remodel referral for you. And that's how it starts growing. So in my Master Networks group I'm in, and maybe we just hit lightning. But this group, I'm still friends with everybody there. I still talk to, I coach a lot of them. I mean, so let's get to there first. Well, let me finish my point, I guess. They literally are using each other constantly. I mean, literally. I got one guy who's a solo, pretty much a handyman. He had his best month in January, which January should be his worst month. He beat his July, which is his busiest month of the year, this month. Before the month's up, we still got 3 days left in January. It's January 28th today, as the time I'm recording this, and he's already doubled his July of last year, just because. Well, he said two things. Well, his coach is awesome, and we help raise his prices, but then his networking too. Between those two things is it, and the guy, we just sold him into doing marketing too, so he hasn't even marketed and doubled his business. So that's what networking can do for you. So that when I talk to you and listen to you, and a lot of you people listening to me are chimney people, go join a group. I don't know what group, and maybe a group coming to you soon, or we'll talk about it. If you listen to the end, I will help you start a group. God, I love coffee in the morning. I got a noon rule. Don't drink coffee after noon. Not if it's 12:01, I won't take a sip. It's just a rule. Because back then it used to be, okay, it's beer time. Back when I used to drink. I still drink a little bit, but not like that anyway. But okay. So the difference between transactional network and relationship-based networking, that's really what we're talking about. You got to build the relationship, and you got to make sure you have transactions. It is really what that is. I mean, opportunities actually show up after trust is built. So first you get to know everybody. So how you do this and how you really take this, it's not just show up to the meeting. You got to schedule and meet with everybody one on one, whether that be in person or Zoom. I like Zooms because you can both do it on your time that's outside of work. Like you get home at, let's say, 4:45, 5 o'clock to 6, you do a Zoom, versus you either got to go to the meeting or find a place to go. And going to meet someone for an hour, it's a 2.5, 3 hour deal. I like meeting people on Zoom. There is no impersonality, or you don't get anything less standing across from someone and having a beer than you do on a Zoom. Really, you do not. Now it's nice to go out and still touch and shake hands and stuff and do all that, but you can really do this to save your time and have more one-on-ones within your group. But also, when you go to join a networking group, make sure that you can go visit other chapters, not just stuck in your own chapter, and be invited, be showcased. That's the difference with what you're going to find out what we're bringing to the table here later. So also, one of the biggest things why people really like me coaching them, why my average time of coaching someone is over almost 4 years, which is insane. The average coaching experience is 6 to 9 months, sometimes a year. Last I heard was 10 months. A client staying with an actual coach, not not a consultant. I literally, I'm almost 4 years with my average of all the clients I've ever had since I started. That's amazing, and I'll tell you why that's amazing. Because you don't just come to, I'm not a program. You're buying me. Situational things happen to you. I help you through that situation as it occurs in your business. And so anyway, networking is the same way. You start having these relationships. Now, you still need a coach, but you start talking to people about what they've done. Your reach to how to help you or even help other people starts expanding. And what do you think happens when that happens? You start to grow. You really literally start to grow. And this isn't networking, but I have seen guys go to the networking. But this is a story. I just told this yesterday, actually. One of my clients is up in Maine, small town, services a couple counties. Um, it was right around. I think he was around $600,000 when I met him. He had, I think, like 7 people working for him. He didn't do a whole lot for the business. He was a real good operator, even at 600,000. Maybe it was 800,000. Probably was. Let's say 800,000. And he told me in the first session, I just want a better company. I don't want to scale. I don't even see how I could scale. I'm like, oh, you definitely scale. I don't care where you're at. And he's, I just want to make a better company. I need you to help me do that. Well, 3.5 years later, we do his numbers every first week of January. He has now doubled his business and only hired one person. He's doing 1.6, $1.8 million. I don't remember the exact number. And we just laugh. And so it's just, he's only hired one person. So if you're out there going, I can't do this, or I don't want to get big, well, no, you don't have to. But wouldn't it be nice to be a 25, 30% profit, net profit, and only hire a couple people and your business literally doubled? That's very, very possible. We're not getting into all that, but that's, call me if you're interested in how to do that. Or DM me or message me, or you can just text me 972-877-3585. Rewind it if you didn't get it. So, yeah. So, but with networking, it just really is, you turn a relationship into a transactional situation, and then you watch your business start to almost for free work just because of your time. Now your time is cost, but yeah, that's the difference. And so, I didn't find Jen because I was looking for a network. I found it because I needed a room where people could actually play at a high level. So that's what we'll be talking here in a little bit. So, all right, moving on to segment 2, guerrilla trash can marketing. Do what others won't. This was hilarious. So I spend every Sunday, before and after church, if we go, and we don't, I'm not going to lie, we don't go every month. And we actually watch it if we don't go, but it doesn't matter. I get on and I do a social media post on all the groups. And I have been bombing for 2 years. Just I never get any engagement. It's always salesy. So you want to know how to today do stuff correctly and learn how to do stuff. So I went on ChatGPT and I cried like a baby and I said, ChatGPT, Chuck, ChatGPT's my ChatGPT's name Chuck. I said, Chuck, I suck at social media. I go into these groups. I always just seem to put my link and advertise, and I never get a response. Never get a client out of it. I half the time the owners of the groups don't even post. And they got to authorize my post. It stays pending forever. I said, what can I do? I want to make people aware of coaching and our business lines of credit, business loans. I mean, what is something that I could do? It just spits out all this wisdom. I could not believe it. Because, well, yeah, you come and direct at people. You're just flat out selling to them. Don't do that. Do an engaging post, which we all watch and we're all part of, and we all answer all these little engaging posts. Do an engaging post. So I did. I did an engaging post that says something like, "What if you didn't?" I don't remember exactly, but what if you didn't have any stress and anxiety from your cash flow? What would you do with your life then? I posted that at, I believe, around 8 o'clock Sunday morning. I didn't get done answering, scheduling appointments until 3 o'clock from like just hundreds of people engaging. And then I ended up getting two credit apps for loans. Unfortunately, both of them were really bad situations where we won't be able to help them. But I did get a client. We did a discovery call. I did the right thing. I helped him out, showed him some stuff, did everything I could do. The next day he calls up, I'm ready to go, man. And then we did our meeting, our first session yesterday. So I got a client out of it. I'm like, holy shnikes. I did social media correctly. Can you believe it? And so, all right. Well, while I was doing all that, while I was doing all that, this little ad comes up, and it's this guy in his truck. Imagine having about a 3x3 or maybe a 3x4 piece of paper that advertises your business on just one side, and he had them all taped. He had 100 of them taped on his dashboard, his steering wheel, on his door, everywhere. And on trash day, he rolls the window down and they're all taped already. So I was pull it off his truck and then the tape's already there, and put it on the trash can. He says he can get out thousands a day. I'm like, oh, because I've done door knocking and I've done flyers. You're not putting it's not, and as far as I know, you'll have to check your local, but I don't know why it would be illegal. It's not a post office box, it's not going up to their door saying they don't take handbills. It's on the street, and you're just putting a little 3x4 paper on the thing. Worst case scenario is you do it just for you clove relief for the people on trash day around the job that you're at. I mean, that's the minimum thing you can do, so you don't even have to go up to the door. So where do these all go? They either go in the trash or they read it and they keep it, right? What's the difference? You're just helping them faster to the trash, or they call or keep it, either way, right? And so I tell you, it really, really did blow my mind. It was just a really, really cool way to go drum up business and really go do that maybe once a month or once a week, on trash day, and just go pound out whatever your service is, or maybe even a product. So you might want to look it up, and just see it and go from there. But anyway, okay. Video testimonials. So one of my clients finally did one where he was sitting in the kitchen on a kitchen remodel, and he interviewed the lady and gave the phone and watched. He didn't give her the phone. Recorded her while he asked her a few questions. After she just paid, she was in what we call product ecstasy. She was all happy about her new kitchen, and she talked for about a minute, almost 2 minutes, of how great he was and the process. He asked a few questions, which is great. And so now they're going to post it as a review. But here's the thing: you want to pre-sell, you send that video, and you keep collecting these videos, 2 or 3 or 4 of those, to every estimate a day or two before you go, and watch them already like you, love you, and want to buy with you, whatever price you want to do, because you're having your customers tell your new potential customer how great you are. Think about it. It's so easy to do. If you have a call center, have them send them, text them to them, whatever. Do it in an email. Doesn't matter. It is awesome, and it will sell. All right. Next, let's debut Growth Engine Networks. This is my new thing. When I was at Master Networks, which I do love that organization, they were really kind to me in my little chapter. But the stinky thing was, to me and the other coach, we felt like we were building their business. And we were doing all this world-class training for them, and everybody was learning, and everybody was. But I'm sitting there for free. I'm actually paying to be in a group to help another business, to pair a business, two business coaches that own it, help them build their business. And it just did not feel right for me. The people there were awesome. So me and this other coach, we coach each other, and I just told her. She told me one day how she was going to quit, and she didn't feel comfortable that she was helping someone else. I feel exactly the same way. And so I've invested in Growth Engine Networks. We're going to start up. And what our deal is world-class training and networking. You're going to literally get training, and to the chapter presidents are going to all be, or trainers are all going to be coaches or people who have gray hair who know what they're doing to help, not just anyone just looking up what to talk about a topic. No, we're going to make sure that the leadership of every chapter knows what they're doing. But I will be doing a video, or a couple other coaches that I have on staff will be doing videos for every week. Now, here's the thing. How does Jen work? Jen's $350 to get into, and $150 a month. It's 2 meetings a month, not 4, for an hour and a half. You get showcased more, the whole platform, you get showcased more. You get world-class training from corporate, which is, we'll call me corporate. And you get to also the chapter trainers, get world-class training from them. So you're actually getting business training on systems, on everything like you would from a business coach. And it's only after that, once you get in for $350, it's only $150 a month. And you get $10 off for everyone you bring in, up to 10. So once you get 10 members, your bill is only $50. So it's not a network marketing MLM. It's just bonusing you to bring in more people, so that your bill goes down, and you still get all the chapters. If you're a chapter president now, you pay the $350. You no longer pay anymore, and you get paid $25 a person, because you're going to have a little extra time. You're going to be helping the trainers. You're going to be running a chapter. So I'm paying you to be in a chapter per person. Trainers get to split a $25 split of, if there's 2 trainers, or maybe the chapter president and they bring in a trainer, or maybe the chapter president is the only chapter trainer, whatever, and then you get to split another $25. So I mean, you could be a chapter president and a trainer and make what is it, $40? 40. Maybe I'm doing the math right or wrong, but let's go 25. Well, if you're the only one, you'd be making $50 a person every month. And so, but if you split it between 2 chapters, $12.50 plus 25, so yeah, $37.50 for everybody that's in there, if you just have one coach with you, training with you. So it's not a moneymaker. You're not going to get rich off this. This is just to pay for your time, to help you now, because you're going to be, if you're the chapter president or trainer, you're going to have all the clout. They're going to be able to look up to you. They're going to maybe want to buy your services a lot and faster than anyone else, help you build your coaching business if you're not a coach, just all that stuff. So it literally is good for you to help build your own brand and business. So you can, like, if you're running a $4 or $5 million company and you're just trying to find a way to get more business, with ROI, if you're on a 4 or 5 million, you would qualify for chapter president, and you'd qualify to be a trainer. You've got systems. You didn't get there without all that stuff. So you just, when we get our links out, you'll literally sign up, interview with me, and then we give you your local chapter, and then we help you build out your chapter to get to 10, 15, 20, 40, 50 people in your chapter. And so, and then you'll get paid a little bit every month for how many members you have. But you'll be networking, and you'll be giving your worth, your knowledge. I mean, just that alone of building up your you're giving back to society. You're literally your value that right now you're dying to give out. I have so many business owners always tell me when I'm coaching them, especially I coach them for long, I'd really like to do what you do. It's like, well, doing what I do is a little bit more. A lot of people could, but this is a better avenue to where you get to go do it, get that itch to where you get to help people, get paid a little bit, but you're also building your business while you do it. So that is Jen. So how do you get a hold of? How do you right now? Our links to join Jen are not out yet. We should have them out soon. You can again DM me or email me at chad@stopworkingbroke.com, or just text me or call 972-877-3585. And I don't care if you're in Seattle, New York City, Chicago, Baltimore, Miami, even Dallas. You have multiple chapters in every city. It doesn't matter. Oklahoma City, Phoenix, LA, Sacramento. It doesn't, guys, literally, sky's the limit. We really want to get you to, as soon as we start, it's the power of growth, right? It's, you find, you start, you find one or two people, they find one or two people, and then your chapter grows to 10, 15, 20, 30 people. And it doesn't even have to grow from there. If you guys are all synergy working, then awesome. But if you keep getting more people, you're only as good as your worth of who is, right? So you start getting more people and getting them involved, and there you go. Your business will start growing. So I already personally know, out of my chapter that I was in before. So I found 5 coaching clients, and we found 5 marketing clients. So in a very short amount of time, I was in Master Networks. My ecosystem brought 10 clients, and I paid, well, less than $1,000 to be part of that group total. And it brought me, between my marketing and my coaching, 10 clients. All of those clients pay well over $1,000 a month. So, and that's every month. So what was worth it? That's what networking does if you do it correctly. So guys, that is, Jen is coming. I'll probably do another episode again on it and show it on YouTube there. But guys, so let's talk a little bit about what we talked about. So yeah. So first off, is the networking. Get in a network. Call me if you want to start a network and be a leader in a network thing if you qualify. I'd say you got to be running at least a $2.5 million business to qualify for a chapter leader, and then or be a professional, probably doing over $400,000 or $500,000 in revenue if you're like a solopreneur, but you're really good at all that kind of stuff. And so and then of course there's trainers. So you got that. So the networking, get in another guerrilla trash can marketing, baby. I'm telling you, it's gonna work. And then Jen, or the video testimonial. So that was the podcast today, and Growth Engine Networks is coming to you soon. If you want to be a member, just go ahead. Go on YouTube if you want to watch this. A lot of people listen to this. You can go on YouTube and watch this too. It's in my podcast section on Stop Working Broke on YouTube. So guys, that's my time. And so I can't wait to see you next week.